This is Michael Cole, and this is going to be the last episode of our season. I'm here with Tanner Higgins. Tanner, why don't you tell us what's happening this episode?
Today we have Miss Kenzie winning a national award in education and Mr. Reed's Coffee House.
Well, that sounds like a great episode, so we'll see you at the end, and enjoy the last one for this season.
Hello everyone, I'm Addison Press with Ravens TV, and today we have a very special guest with us. We have Miss Kenzie, who is a phys ed teacher here at Eastside. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thanks, Addison. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good myself here. So, the reason we brought you here today is you've recently received a very prestigious award, which is the North American Society Award, which just in short is for individuals who are leaders of the profession and have provided extensive contributions to the profession over the course of their careers. And so you were sort of caught off guard by this. You weren't sort of warned that you were getting nominated for this at all?
No, that's correct. So I had no idea that I was being nominated for this teaching award by my colleagues and some former colleagues that are now retired. So I received a phone call, a 780 number, and of course I saw it and I thought that, I wasn't going to answer it because I didn't recognize the number. And it kept popping up a few times, so I thought, you know what, maybe I'll just answer it. And it was somebody from Physical and Health Education Canada calling to inform me that I was one of the award winners for one of these national teaching awards. And I think she could tell by my voice over the phone that I had no idea what she was talking about. So she filled me in a little bit further, and then the next day, obviously, when I came to work, I started asking some questions around the building, Mr. Lynch, Mr. Federley, and then sure enough, they shared with me that behind my back, without me knowing, they were doing a little bit of work.
Yeah, which is a very nice thing, to get sort of surprised like that. So obviously, with not knowing about the nomination, you probably weren't super aware of the criteria in that. So one of the major criteria in that is that you need to have professional involvement for a period of at least 20 years. So obviously, you have a very extensive career here in the teaching field, specifically with phys ed. Do you want to talk about sort of how you got into teaching, and even more specifically in teaching phys ed?
Sure. So, growing up in Alberta, which is where I'm from, schooling is a little bit different out west. So, I guess I can start sort of at that general area. I really got into the field of sport in junior high, so kind of grades 7, 8, 9, and I fell in love with the game of basketball, and I had wonderful phys ed teachers and coaches that spent an extensive amount of time, working with students after hours and providing, extracurricular opportunities that I still remember today, even though that was close to 30 years ago. And so I was heavily involved in sport in high school, and through my love of sport and basketball specifically, I went on to play university basketball at Laurentian University.
Okay.
So I was a point guard for that school for my time there. And taking a degree in sport and health education, I had some neat opportunities to do some coaching because I really didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. But I knew I wanted to be invested in sport in some way. So I had some placements in some elementary schools, some high schools, and I really, really liked connecting with kids, I think in part because I was, I'm maybe a bit of a kid at heart myself. And I got to, enjoy my passion with others. So that got me thinking about Teachers College. So I went to Nipissing and did my Bachelor of Education, and got my first teaching job actually at Kenzie Public School in Ameliasburg. So I taught grades 7 and 8. I was a homeroom teacher and taught some phys ed and science on Rotary, and really loved that opportunity to work with intermediate students. But I knew it wasn't exactly what I wanted to do, so I was able to jump panels and got a teaching job at Centennial actually for my next 3 years of my career, and I taught predominantly in the math department and some special education and a little bit of phys ed. And then in 2007 I was hired in this building at Moira and have taught full-time phys ed since 2007. So yeah, it's been an amazing career, and I still have lots of time left. 2033 is when I'll be out of this in this building, so lots of life still to go.
Yeah, so you've been here for a while. Obviously, you've seen a lot of change here. Are there certain things that you've implemented at the school, specifically within the phys ed department, that you've been really proud of? Any achievements there?
Lots, I guess. I really love how our department reaches out to the community. So we have a Hockey Skills Canada program, which utilizes the Quinte Sports and Wellness Center. So that's something that's happened in my time here. We have a great connection with the YMCA, which is just down the road from Eastside, and we have an aquatics program and a community fitness program. So really having the opportunity to get kids out of the building and extend their learning into the community, so that they can see how fitness will carry on into their adult life. So that's something that I'm very proud of. And I would also say, starting the SHSM program, or Specialist High Skills Major, quite a few years ago as well in the field of sport, has been something that I'm also very proud of, and have worked hard with many colleagues to make these things happen.
Yeah, so you used to be the head of the phys ed department here at Eastside, right? And you stepped down last year?
Yeah.
So is there any reason for stepping down, or did you just kind of feel like you wanted to give the spotlight away a little bit and step back a little?
Yeah, so those that know me know that I really dislike being the center of attention, but ultimately choosing to step down as sort of the department head of phys ed was more of an opportunity to ensure that that role can be filled with some young blood. So adding some youth into our department is really important, and Mr. Lynch has been a great fit as our instructional lead teacher in the Healthy Active Living department. And it's just awesome working with him and with Ms. Tripp, and looking forward to seeing how our department grows as we have Mr. Elliott and Mr. Crawford sadly retiring. So we're definitely excited for where our department will go.
Yeah, awesome. Well, it's been great talking with you. We're glad to have you on here. Hopefully another great 10 years for you here at Eastside. Unfortunately, I'll be gone by that point. But thank you so much. Is there any last things that you want to bring up or say and talk about?
Well, when I have the spotlight, I guess I'm always, really excited to talk about health and well-being. So with exams coming up, I guess some tips to students would be, make sure that they're making time for their own health and well-being. So making sure that they sleep well, they drink lots of water, and make time to move their bodies. Those are 3 small things that are free that they can do to, stay healthy during the exam prep season.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Michael Kowal, and this is Raven TV, and here we have Mr. Reed.
Morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
So we came to talk to interview you. You are the music teacher here at Eastside Secondary School, correct?
Yes, I am.
And what type of instruments do you play?
Guitar is my main instrument. Love to play guitar. I also play piano, bass, bit of mandolin, bit of drums, but mainly guitar. That's my number one.
So a lot of different instruments.
Yes.
And what is your favorite out of them all?
Definitely guitar. Yeah.
Okay.
I went to university for guitar as well.
Oh wow,
So
where'd you go?
I went to Queens for classical guitar.
So I'm in your 4th period class, and I know that you are in a band.
Correct. I'm in a couple of bands, actually.
Oh, wow.
I play in a rock and roll band, and I also play in a 17-piece swing band.
Oh wow.
Which is like old music from the 40s.
Get it more into what songs from the 40s are you?
It's a lot of wartime stuff. So Count Basie, Duke Ellington, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be having an upcoming coffee house soon, and I heard that you're going to be in charge of that?
Yeah, I'm kind of running things on this one, running sound and organizing the players that are going to be performing and so on.
Okay, and why did you choose the term coffee house to be used?
It goes back to, well, in my mind, it goes back to like Greenwich Village, New York City, Bob Dylan in the 60s, that kind of thing. But I mean, it goes back way before that in Europe as well. Just the idea that musicians would get together in a space that often was some sort of a cafe and have coffee and listen to music. And usually it was acoustic music, so it would be solo artists with a guitar and voice, maybe the odd duet or trio, but no drums, no amps, not loud stuff, pretty quiet, sort of laid back stuff. And I think it works nicely here as a school event. We've done a few of them over the past few years. Works nicely as a school event because we have a lot of talented musicians in the school who appreciate the opportunity to have an outlet to perform some of their music. And it's not as stressful as playing in the gym with a great big crowd. There might be, 50, 60 people will show up, but it's a chance to sing and play and try some stuff and, work with microphones and lights and things.
So I know that yesterday were auditions. So how many students are we going to be having performing at this coffee house?
I believe we have about 10 that'll be performing at this one. And we also have a special guest for this performance as well.
Okay.
We have a local guitar player and singer named Matt Smith. And Matt is a highly respected blues guitar player and singer. And he's from right here in Belleville.
Oh, wow.
Grew up in Belleville, lives in Belleville. And Matt was in our guitar class a few times as a guest, you might remember.
Yes.
Yeah, and so I invited Matt to come back as our special guest. So we'll have all of our student performances up front. We'll take a short intermission, and then Matt's going to do about a 30-minute set as our guest.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, you're going to have a lot of events there.
Yeah, it'll be a fun night. We start at 6:30. It'll probably be done by 7:45.
Hopefully this time we won't have any advertisements.
Yeah, I got to get the backing tracks set up so that we don't get commercials this time.
So we're going to be having a school production of Clue, and we're going to be going through a lot of audio. So are you going to be in charge of that?
Yeah, I'll be running the audio for that. We have 11 wireless body mics, so each of the cast members will have their own microphone. And my job is to just stand at the back with the soundboard and a copy of the script and follow along and turn on the right mics at the right time when the different characters come on and off stage.
Okay, wow, that's going to be a fun job, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it'll be good. I enjoy it.
And so what are you hoping to do within the next coming years for like more events, like coffee houses?
The coffee houses have been popular, and I'd like to see us do probably 2 per semester. I think it'd be nice to do 4 a year. I would also like to get the concert band going again next year.
We had a concert band?
We have a concert band. We did for many years, yeah, with band instruments, flutes, saxes, clarinets, trumpets, and that sort of went on hold during COVID.
Okay.
But we've got about 50 kids signed up for instrumental music next year, so there'll be 2 full band classes, and my goal is to get the concert band going again, so we could hopefully have a Christmas concert again. And we've got over 100 guitar players signed up next year, too.
Wow.
Yeah, 4 classes of guitar. So definitely be lots of guitar things going. I'm considering maybe some sort of a little guitar festival where I'd bring in 2 or 3 different guests, and we could spend a whole day doing guitar stuff and then have a concert at night. So, yeah, still just kind of in the dreaming stages, but I'll get some stuff figured out over the summer.
Okay, well, that sounds amazing. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to come here.
My pleasure.
Hope you enjoyed the interview, and if you anything else you would like to add?
No, I think that sounds good.
Okay, well, have a good day.
All right, you too.
Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you at the end. Well, thank you guys for coming, Ravens. This is going to be the last episode of the 20th season. Just remember, 20 years ago, this was Moira TV. Tanner, you have anything to say to our viewers watching?
To keep on any of the information going around Eastside, basically till the end of the school year, you can go to Raven TV to keep up on all the news with the Raven Recap.
Well, that sounds great, Tanner. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll hope to see you back next season.